Before you watch this video, I just wanted to say major spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this video anymore. Second of all, bear with me. I am extremely sick and I'm still recovering. It's been a difficult time for me. So we do have a Kong right here. It's about 6 inches and he comes with some battle damage around his arm. Along with that, he comes with a axe, and I believe that is Godzilla's spine. We are not 100% sure if this is from Godzilla or a past Godzilla, or how exactly Kong acquires his battle axe. But we do see that it is some type of dorsal plate from a past or present Godzilla. Now, there will be a lot of spoilers, and this Kong does seem a bit different in terms of color from the 11-inch tall Kong. So there will be some differences, and of course I believe we're going to see more merchandise throughout the day. We still haven't seen Mecha Godzilla, the skull crawlers, and other monsters that are yet to be revealed from this movie. Now, I don't think we're going to see everything 100% because of course they do want to keep some stuff like secret or a surprise for fans. Otherwise they would be spoiling the whole movie if they just showcase every single monster. Then you lose the element of surprise and that could ruin the movie for a lot of people. But then of course comes a lot of leaks and everything. So far from all the leaks that we have heard, it appears that everything seems to be true. Now for me, with this movie and all the leaks, I'm coming in with an open mind. And I don't think Mecha Godzilla is a thing that cannot happen. I know a lot of YouTubers have already said Mecha Godzilla is impossible. And even if we were 5 years ahead of technology, they still don't see how Mecha Godzilla is possible. Well, I do have a few theories and a few ways of how Mecha Godzilla can be brought into the MonsterVerse and how it would make sense, in which I'll get into that later on. But I do want to say that with this movie, I'm expecting a lot of futuristic things, so big spoilers now. This image right here pretty much confirms the leaks that we've been hearing a long time ago. And I told you guys, come in with this movie and with the leaks with an open mind and just know that it's going to be very futuristic. So from what I can tell, Godzilla does appear to be a little bit taller, but Kong isn't staying that far behind as so many people were expecting Kong to be like super small. No, he isn't going to be that far apart from Godzilla. Another major thing that I spotted is that Godzilla's dorsal plates look a little bit different, more bigger. Now if you compare your monster arts or any Godzilla 2019 that you have, you can definitely see that the first top dorsal plates are much bigger. Now if you compare your NECA seems to be matching that even better. So I don't know if NECA somehow knew that this was going to be the 2021 design for Godzilla, because we all know that NECA has bigger dorsal plates and those seem to match up better to what we see right now than Monster Arts, X Plus, and other companies. So that is an interesting thing. Now another interesting fact is that we heard that King Ghidorah is coming back in some way, maybe a possible Mecha Ghidorah. We don't know, but from the leaks there was talks of having a Ghidorah chained up. So only time will tell if those leaks are true, but so far all the leaks that we heard are becoming a reality. Next up is Mecha Godzilla. I know a lot of people are saying there's no way for Mecha Godzilla to even be realistic. It wouldn't be possible even if technology was 5 or 10 years ahead of time. Now a theory of mine would be that in the movie they're going to give you an explanation or probably a flashback of how Mecha Godzilla was getting built since 2014 or even early on, and you can see that maybe they aren't using just any type of technology. What if they're using reverse engineered technology, some type of UFO alien technology? And you know that this is true to real life. If you guys follow anything that has to do with aliens or reversing technology from them, you know that technology isn't just 5 or 10 years ahead of time. No, the actual technology that we see today from military or choose the US and other countries is in reality old technology. There's rumors and there's even videos showcasing evidence that the actual government or the secret government has technology 50 years or 40 years ahead of our time. So in a way that can be implemented onto Mecha Godzilla. All this time they weren't just using any type of technology, they were using the top of the top notch technology to make Mecha Godzilla a possibility. People are going to say, how is this even realistic? It wouldn't make any sense. First of all, this movie isn't realistic anyways because it has giant monsters. So think about it like this. We have seen other movies do the same thing. Avengers. They built Ultron in the year 2015 or 2016 by very smart scientists, aka Tony Stark. It is a possibility in movies. Movies aren't meant to be a fantasy type of thing. It isn't meant to be super realistic, and Godzilla fits perfectly into that category where they could make Mechagodzilla a possibility because it isn't taking that movie so seriously, but at the same time they want to make it fun for the viewers watching it. If they were able to do it in the past with Toho, why not today? I know a lot of people are concerned that it's not going to make sense, it's not going to fit into the plot of the movie. I'm sure they're going to find a way that makes sense for the people watching the movie where it isn't too fake, but it's keeping it between realistic and fantasy, where it's believable to the humans watching this movie to say, okay, that makes sense how they were able to bring back Mechagodzilla, how they were able to create a giant robot. It wouldn't be too crazy to think that somewhere in the world there's hidden technology that our governments don't share with us, and that is a reality. If you don't believe in UFOs, if you don't believe in futuristic technology, okay, that's fine, but I'm just saying it's what I believe, and from what I know, this is a possibility where we see jets or some type of UFO reverse engineering technology be used today, where jets don't require gas, jets don't even make a sound, and they can fly with just gravity. So all of this can be applied, and we already saw a taste of futuristic technology and weapons with Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now it is a perfect time that this movie got delayed because 2020 would have kind of made sense, but 2021, that's already a territory where you start to think, okay, 2021 seems to fit this specific year where it's more believable to see this technology be brought. Now I'm not saying that all this is going to happen, but that's just my theory how it can happen. I'm sure in the movie it's going to be explained in a different way, and they're going to show you how Mechagodzilla just happened, but I just have a feeling that the movie will showcase very futuristic technology. If you just couldn't tell by that image that we saw of Godzilla facing against Kong, you can clearly see it seems to be a bit futuristic. For people that don't believe me, for God's sakes, they are fighting on top of an aircraft. That is something that a lot of people were debating and saying it is super unrealistic, and I always said it. They are fighting on an aircraft, but it has to be something like the Arcojet. Most of you said it wouldn't be possible, it would take so many years to build a giant aircraft. Well, guess again, they built the Arcojet. And look, back in 2014, Godzilla was super big compared to a normal one, right? So now you start to think, how is this even possible for them to be standing when back then Godzilla would tower over every single one of them? Already this movie, and if you couldn't tell by the images, it's giving out the vibes that you're going to see very futuristic warfare technology involved in this, that between Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, technology has surpassed a lot of things that people thought wouldn't be possible. Now I researched the biggest aircrafts around the world, and this is what I got. So if they were able to make that a possibility, why not Mechagodzilla? Why not see and use futuristic technology in this movie? And I think that's only going to spice up the movie. I mean, who doesn't love warfare in a kaiju movie? Seeing the army, seeing jets, seeing badass things happen, and it's always going to be a possibility. If they were able to make the Arcojet, who is there to say that Mechagodzilla and the big aircraft isn't going to be a reality? it would only make sense for them to build something where the Arco jet could land. And I know there's going to be a lot of people debunking this, and I know Demon, I think he made a video explaining all of this, and he does go into very good detail, but I think he isn't going into this movie with an open mind. And he even said it, that even though he might not like the idea of Mecha Godzilla being a thing, he could end up liking it, and it could be the same thing as I'm saying right here. A lot of people might think that's not going to happen, it won't be realistic, but this is a movie after all, alright? It's not going to take itself super seriously, but not make it super fake. It's going to keep it in between where you can see, okay, this is a possibility. Think about it like Avatar, right? Avatar was freaking badass with those futuristic vetoes and all of those things that we saw. I mean, heck, I'm sure Mecha Godzilla would make a perfect villain or a perfect kaiju to see in this monster verse, because he is one of the most beloved, and not to say his soundtrack is one of the best. Another thing that I spotted in this image is that maybe it is finally time that we're going to see daytime battles. A lot of people were complaining in Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters that there wasn't enough daytime battles. Well, if we take this image and we take it for what it is, maybe there could be more daytime battles for Godzilla vs. Kong, and I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate that from this movie, if it becomes a reality, of course. Another thing that I spotted, if you look closely, the military is shooting at both Godzilla and Kong. Now, what's weird about this is that in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla was already established as being the protector, the alpha for human beings and Earth, of course. So that's weird in a way, because Godzilla and Kong in a way represent the same thing. They don't like to destroy, they like to protect, and it is weird seeing the military attacking both of them. Now this makes you think, okay, something in the movie is going to happen where they lose trust in Godzilla or in Kong, and they don't see them as protectors anymore. I'm just saying, it just has to happen, because why would the military fight alongside with Godzilla in 2019 and now fight against Godzilla and Kong? Or probably this is a normal type of military base or somewhere around the world that isn't Monarch, and they decide to attack them because, heck, for the action and all that. Okay, that could make sense, but it's still weird to see military attacking both of them when we both know that Godzilla and Kong stand as protectors, and they don't like to cause any type of destruction. They don't like to mess with humans, and the humans and Godzilla have some type of respect relationship already built in Godzilla King of the Monsters. The theory could be that this could be Apex. Some of them were saying that Monarch and Apex could be two different things, where Monarch is fighting with Godzilla, where Apex is more like a organization where they are trying to kill every single Titan out there, and they don't care if it's Godzilla or Kong. As soon as they see a Titan, they are going to hunt one by one, no matter who it is. And maybe we could see sides between Monarch and Apex, Godzilla and Kong. Who knows? Again, this is just speculation, my theories. We don't have much information, but if the leaks are true, then you already know why they might be fighting. So my final thoughts, from what I can see and from what I heard from every single leak out there, this seems the movie that fans have been waiting for. Daytime battles, epic battles, the battle of the century, Alpha versus Alpha, Kong versus Godzilla. It's going to be packed with a lot of monsters. It's going to be very warfare, futuristic type based. This is going to be the dream come true for a Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I know King of the Monsters was and still is today, but from all the leaks, a lot of people have been saying by far Godzilla vs. Kong is the one that it's going to top off that place, and I do believe it. And if this movie has Mecha Godzilla, heck, even better for me. I don't care what other people say. I don't care if people hate that Mecha Godzilla is going to be in the movie. For me, I don't care. It's a movie. I'm here to enjoy the movie. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to buy the merchandise and the figures. As long as it makes sense, as long as it's badass, I'm good to go. If other movies have done it, why can't Godzilla vs. Kong do it?